guys, what's up and welcome to Love Inspiry Space on the internet. If you want to know 3 ways to grow in your relationship, how to grow effectively, I want you to stick around and let's talk love. Hey guys, and welcome back to Love Inspiry YouTube. For those who don't know, my name is Angie. I'm the founder of Love Inspiry, where our mission is to build more powerful, transparent, and durable relationships. We're here today to discuss 3 ways you can grow in your relationship. If you're having problems, you want to get married, but you don't want to outgrow each other, which is a word that I absolutely hate, you want to stick around for this video. Aside from building a solid foundation, aside from building a solid friendship, a true bond and commitment to each other, there are 3 things that I want you guys to consider when you're trying to grow together. I got married when I was 18 years old, for those who don't know, and there's a reason why today at 33 years old, I stand still very connected to my husband. And it's because we did these 3 specific things to help us grow with one another. My biggest pet peeve is hearing people say they have outgrown each other. When you're in a marriage, naturally, you're going to grow, but you have to learn to grow together in order to make it till death do you part. Now, there are 3 T's that I want to talk about in order for you to grow with your significant other. And the first T that I want to talk about is talk. Now, obviously, y'all saw this coming, right? Because communication is key to any relationship. But the important thing when growing together is having intentional talk. Now, I recently did a video, maybe not recently, but I did a video about 2 things you should be asking your partner every single day. That's how you're doing and what can I do to help you? Meaning you know how your partner is doing at all times throughout the day, and then you know how you can help them, what you can do to make their life a little bit easier or to obtain a goal. The more you talk, the more your bonds will become extremely deep. But you have to keep that conversation and that communication going. You have to talk about these vulnerabilities. You have to talk about your truths. You have to talk about your fears. You have to talk about things that are uncomfortable. And that's okay that they're uncomfortable. But as long as your partner is aware of it, then you can grow through that. You see what I just did there? You are talking to one another, make sure that you create this time where you are away from kids, where you're away from phones, and then it's just you 2 to have this open conversation, this healthy conversation. Now, I know kids can get in the way. However, you have to make sure that you are nurturing your relationship in order to grow. It has to be nurtured. Just like flowers, just like a garden, you have to fertilize it in order for it to grow. And the same thing happens in your relationship. The second T that I want to talk about is time. You must make time for each other. Think about anything that you are passionate about, right? Whether it's going to the gym, whether it is getting your nails done every 2 weeks, whether it's getting your hair done once a month, whatever the case is, you make time to do that. You make time, you put in the effort to get whatever it is done that you want done. When you are apart from each other, that means there's room for separation. That means you're not having the conversation of vulnerabilities. You don't know what's going on in this person's life. You don't know where your partner may need help at. You have to create time in order to grow together. And that means setting aside dedicated time where it's just you 2. Family meetings are extremely important even if you have to do it with the children at some time. Take the time to work with each other, and I promise your relationship will work. There's a flip side to time, right? Time in the relationship. If you give up on your relationship in the beginning stages, like right when it gets rough and you're just ready to quit, you don't know what's at the end waiting for you. You have to give it time to build. And that's the flip side that I'm talking about, giving your relationship time to flourish. See, when you give your relationship time to flourish, time to go through mistakes, time to make errors, you grow from your mistakes. You grow from your errors. And that's very, very key, my friends. The third T that I want to talk about is teach. This is really, really important to grow. In order to grow, you have to learn from situations. And the biggest person you will learn from when it comes to marriage and relationships is your significant other. So that means you have to be willing to be taught. Don't condemn your partner because they are trying to teach you something that they may be better at. Don't condemn your partner because they may not be catching on as fast as you may be catching on. But teach them, work with them. Always look to excel your relationship relationship, always look to excel your knowledge. This means reading a book, sharing what you learn from the book, studying your Bible, sharing what you learn from the Bible, asking specific questions. When you're in a relationship and you want to grow, be willing to teach and be willing to be taught. All right, guys, that concludes today's video. We talked about the 3 T's, how to grow in a relationship, whether you are going through problems or whether you just want to learn and educate yourself. That is to talk, always stay in constant communication, time, create time, and also allow time in your relationship to make a mistake or two and get over that mistake or two. And then the last one is be willing to be taught and be willing to teach. A lot of us don't want to teach in our relationships. We want somebody that comes all put together with every I dotted and every T crossed, and that just does not happen at all. There's something for all of us to learn. There's something wrong with all of us. There's something that even the lowest person on the totem pole can teach you in your relationship. So remember that as you journey on, and I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a blessed day. Know something? I call hair in there. Should I start it over? Or could I cut it out? This is ghetto. What should I do, y'all? Bonding, talking. I don't like that part. The second T that I want to talk about is time. Time. Scrap this whole video and start over. Second thing that I want to talk about is the T for time. Second T that I want to talk about is time. Now, another thing time will do is help time.